Shall we just go down the agenda again?
We should pretend like we don't have an agenda, so we don't sound like robots. Let's go down the agenda. In no particular order. I didn't put it in any particular order.
Okay, well, where do we start then?
I don't know.
The first point is Adelaide United not last anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've been winning.
Let's start on some good news.
Yeah.
The good news is Adelaide United no longer last.
Woo!
Brilliant.
Up the Reds.
Yeah, I think since we last spoke, they were, but then since we last spoke, they lost to Canberra and then someone else. I don't have my iPad.
Now
It's
we
dead.
got 2 wins in a row.
Yeah,
And
I didn't see either
Canberra
of
now
them.
last.
Yes,
But
I know
think
one of them was at Hindmarsh, but I wasn't in Adelaide at the time, or I would have gone to see
we
it.
need to go.
Hmm.
Need to get down.
But there's two in Hindmarsh next month.
Okay.
They're with like higher up teams, but it's still worth going. But I am disappointed I didn't get to see it. Live. I didn't even watch it. I don't know what I was doing. But yeah, we are no longer lost. Brilliant.
Yeah, the Reds.
I knew the Reds. I knew you could do it. I knew you could do it, guys.
Besties. I think there was a bit of an upset though in the. Oh yeah, Canberra beat Melbourne City, and I'm pretty sure Melbourne are the top.
I don't have the.
Yeah, so Melbourne are the top team and Canberra the bottom team.
Really?
Canberra beat them last weekend.
I didn't notice that.
Mm.
I'm not on.
I remember hearing a bit of like a thing about it was a pretty big upset.
I'm not on A-League Twitter as much as I'd like to be.
I hear it a bit through from like you get it through like Tilly's Twitter because people who talk about like Australian football in general. But yeah, no, Adelaide beat Western Sydney and Perth Glory.
Nice. Very, very proud.
Yeah, up the Reds. Good to start with some good news before it all goes downhill.
Oh yeah, it goes very downhill this time.
All right, what next for the down?
Should we talk Conti Cup? Is there much to say?
Conti Cup quarters. Well, the Arsenal game didn't happen. Don't know when that's going to happen.
I think the other 3 games went exactly how we thought they would.
Except, actually no, because Brighton and Aston Villa went to penalties.
Right.
With Aston Villa winning.
I did look that up beforehand. Like, I did my research. I just forgot.
Brighton missed every single one of their penalties. 4 penalties in a row. But I think that wasn't just on Brighton. I think Aston Villa's goalkeeping was excellent. I remember hearing lots of comments about how Aston Villa's goalkeeping was what kind of pulled them through. But it wasn't just losing 4 penalties in a row.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Chelsea beat Sunderland 5-0.
Hiding.
Man City beat Tottenham only 1-0 though. I feel like Man City probably could.
Yeah, City's pretty high up.
And London City Arsenal.
Happen.
Who knows?
When is it going to happen?
They're just
Nobody knows.
TBD.
Did you see what happened with the London City coach?
Yeah, like it was like an hour before the match was supposed to start. Their coach and assistant coach been sacked.
Yeah, it's an interesting one.
So people are saying like maybe that's the real reason it was postponed because they didn't have a coach. They were purposely hosing the ground down so they didn't have to play.
Yeah,
a waterlogged pitch.
Yeah, I wonder what comes of that. I don't follow women's championship as much as I should. But want to keep an eye on.
Yeah.
To sack both sort of pretty important people.
Yeah,
like at
coach
the 11th
and your
hour
assistant
before a
coach.
game.
Right before a game, something happened there.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was Conti. So
Conti, yeah.
We've got to wait for London City Arsenal.
Did the FA Cup round 4 happen last time we spoke? I think it did. And we're still waiting for it. 5 is like tonight, isn't it?
It starts. Yeah, hang on. FA Cup. I think that's men.
Oh yeah, I accidentally looked at the men's because it's at the end of the month or something. I got really confused.
It starts tomorrow.
Right. Okay, so we have nothing additional to say on that, probably.
Apart from
Arsenal's going to lose.
like Arsenal has to play Man City next.
Yeah.
But we'll get more into the failings of
Okay.
Arsenal
Yeah.
later. Yeah, I was just annoyed 'cause Arsenal's playing at the same time as Real Madrid on Sunday. Because like Arsenal game starts at 11
Who's
and
Madrid playing?
Madrid plays at 11:30. Some random Spanish team.
Who cares?
True.
Much more stakes than the FA Cup. Much higher
True.
stakes for Arsenal.
The Arsenal game starts first. I'll probably put that on, and then Madrid will probably bench
You have
Rasso again.
multiple devices.
I know.
Like there's
Yeah, but Madrid.
4 devices in iShot that can play
Stop
it.
calling me out. But look, I'll look at the Madrid lineup and I'll probably bench Rasso again, and
They always bench Rasso. Do you
Well,
want to talk about that?
I do.
Why do they never play her?
Because
All I see on Twitter is you complaining. They didn't play Rasso. They
Because-
benched Rasso.
Because I keep setting my alarm like early for these Madrid games, and then I look and see Rasso's on the bench, and I just go back to bed.
Yeah, but like
I actually have no interest in watching
it's
it.
like they always start on the bench.
Well, they didn't before. I think
Maybe they've had some pressure been applied from the Australian national team. Hey,
Tony
don't
called
get
him up.
don't get our girl injured. You have to
Tony-
look after her.
Tony called him up, maybe, but I think like a couple of players have come back from injury and they've gone back in instead of
Right.
her, and it's just annoying. Though.
I'm not fussed that she's not getting played because I don't want her to get
I mean,
injured.
true, but also like at the same time, the last couple of games where they haven't started Rasso, we've lost.
True.
We keep losing, like this morning.
Maybe, but you're biased.
I
There's probably a lot of Spanish people who disagree with that assertion that
Oh.
she's the only person on the team that does anything. But then also there's probably a lot of Aussies who would agree with you.
I have seen people saying like watching a Madrid game like Haley's the only one who wants to do any fucking work.
Right. But you're on
It's like that
English. You're on English language Twitter.
I
Or
guess.
Spanish language Twitter.
Guess.
They might all be saying, "Oh, she's useless. She's useless." For some reason.
I did see a bit of Spanish Twitter hating on her 'cause I actually looked back. I didn't even realize this at the time, but the reason Chelsea got that penalty in the Champions League game was Haley fouled someone.
Hold on, Chelsea got the penalty against
Madrid.
Madrid. That was the other day.
But yeah, a few weeks back we talked about it in the last
Yeah.
episode.
And it
It
was Haley that fouled.
I saw the clip of it. I was
Good
like,
job.
oh, I didn't even clock that at the time.
Yeah, but if Chelsea didn't win because of that penalty, they would have won a different way.
I guess. Well, I don't hold it against her, but I saw a few Spanish people like, get her off.
Yeah, but it was like they'd lost by that point. By the time they played Chelsea, they'd already
Exactly. There's no
they
point.
couldn't progress.
Everyone really needed
the
to chill out
semis.
because it was worth
Quarters.
absolutely nothing.
Right.
But yeah, just Madrid is. The coach is just an idiot. I think.
And they renewed the coach, didn't they? Quite recently.
And all I've ever seen, everyone can agree on, is that the coach is stupid. And a lot of his interviews is like I trying to translate them, so who knows how good it is. But they're all him just saying stupid shit.
Okay.
When they lose an important match, he's like, "Well, it doesn't actually matter." Instead of like, "What can we?"
That doesn't matter because they're not going to win
But-
anything anyway.
Yeah, well, because this morning, the reason I couldn't even watch the thing on this morning because it was like a separate cup thing. Like it was like a kind of like a like a Spanish equivalent of like say like Conti Cup or something or whatever.
Yeah.
But it wasn't streaming anyway.
This morning.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So
So
it
we
wasn't-
lost.
Oh.
And Haley came on in like the 60th minute or something.
Nice.
Last game that she didn't even play. But people were just on Twitter celebrating like no trophies for Real Madrid this year.
Clearly.
But yeah, it's not good.
Oh well.
Painful, bad coaching. Put Rasso back on, so I stopped setting my alarms really early and getting disappointed and going back to sleep.
Yeah. How early? 6.
This morning I had it for the game started at 6:30 and I set it for like
You
6:25.
just stay awake.
Stay awake all night.
No, stay awake. If you're waking up at 6.
Oh, I did this
watching
time.
for like half an hour, stay awake, 'cause then you can get to bed like 10 or 11. And you can have a normal sleep schedule for once.
Wow,
Try it.
crazy. Well, I did stay awake this morning 'cause I had to go out. But anyway, that's yeah. Anything else on the Spanish league? Let me think. No, just Madrid's flopping.
Yeah.
Playing again on Sunday. Hopefully they should
Great.
get a win. 'Cause if someone's got to start winning for me, otherwise I'm gonna like lose my mind.
Yeah, everyone lost. Arsenal lost. Real Madrid lost. Olivia won no Grammys. What other L's have
What
you
else have I
taken?
lost? The only good thing that's happened is Kylie won a Grammy, and that was all I got.
beyond that? Maybe you're a curse, and it's better for these
Well,
teams
I've always said this.
for you to stop
'cause
supporting
back during
them.
the AFLW season, I was like watching a Crows game at home on TV, and we were losing. And I went out to walk the dog, and Crows started winning when I stopped watching.
Maybe you should start supporting Chelsea, and then Chelsea will lose.
Look, I'm very close to becoming like a Man City fan or something. If Arsenal don't get it together. I've always quite liked Man City. I think they're fun. But every time Arsenal lets me down, I'm like, should have picked Man City. That might be, the Gooners might come get me for that.
Probably.
I think there's worse teams that you could. It's worse teams you could support. It's not Tottenham or Chelsea.
Things with Tottenham.
No one like.
Are you dunking on Tottenham? Because there's a stigma behind being a Tottenham supporter, but that stigma has already existed in the male game for decades. It's just in the Premier League, it's just always been easy to clown on Tottenham supporters.
Like, I don't even really know
why.
about that. Like, why is the stereotype
I
there?
don't know.
What is the stereotype? That they're just, like, stupid or something?
I don't know. I couldn't even put my finger on it. It's just like, it was just always a thing when I was growing up.
You hate Tottenham fans.
To hate Tottenham. Like, I had
Someone's got to like them.
I was like not that into Premier League ever. I had no dog in the race, being from the South Coast. The closest Premier League team was like Bournemouth, and they weren't in the Premier League back then. Sort of in and out, maybe.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's sort of like, it's just sort of like a thing. It's just a fact. It's unavoidable. It's inevitable
Someone let us
to clown on Tottenham fans,
Someone
like
let us
death
know
and
if
taxes.
they know.
Yes.
Why does everyone hate Tottenham fans?
Please tell us.
We'd love to know, because I think you can just Google why does everyone hate Tottenham fans, because you probably get.
Ask ChatGPT.
Chat. Hey.
Yeah.
Can you tell it to me in RuPaul voice?
Anyway, what else we got?
What were we just talking about? Oh,
We went off on a tangent about Tottenham.
yeah, well, because
I told you to support a different team because all the teams you support lose.
yeah, I'm very close to becoming a Man City fan.
Mm.
Should we talk about the last round of WSL?
Sure, why not?
Rightio.
I
Round 13.
don't actually know if I watched much of it, just because of the time it was on.
Oh no, you saw some of it. So
No, our beloved Bristol drew.
drew with Aston Villa.
Yeah, that's better than a loss.
Exactly. It's
Um,
not a
it's
loss.
better than a loss.
2-2.
Don't
It's not even
look
a
a gift
draw.
horse in the mouth.
Man United beat Brighton 2-0. Probably could have fixed that. Man City beat Leicester 2-0. Liverpool and Tottenham tied 1-1. and Chelsea beat Everton 3-0, and then I don't even want to say it.
Was it good? It was.
West Ham and Arsenal 2-1.
What do you make of it? What do you make? First thoughts.
If you don't laugh, you'll cry.
Yeah.
It's very annoying. Some bad reffing.
Well, you're gonna say that.
No. But like, you actually look back on it. There's this. I saw this clip of like it got into the box and it hit about 5 West Ham players' hands, and nothing was
Yeah,
called.
I saw that, but it was unintentional. Does a handball not have to be like
No, it just
intentional?
It can be unintentional.
But they had their hands down. It just gravity's just gonna do that.
Yes, but
I don't know.
but then there
I think
was
you're
like,
coping. I think
no.
I think you're just the equivalent of whenever I get a AFL games, love to yell. Hold on, that doesn't make sense. If I yell local ref at an AFL game.
You do that.
No, I yell it at the TV.
Yes.
Not the Adelaide Oval, at the
Said
TV.
that to me many times.
Yeah. It's fun to yell local ref at the TV. And I think it's what you're doing now.
Well, but also there there was the instance where like West Ham got the penalty for like a foul in the
I
box or whatever.
couldn't make hide and hair of that. I was
But
watching
then
it,
there was like a really
but I don't.
there
really
was
know
like
the
a
rules very
pretty
well.
nasty foul on Arsenal in the box and nothing, not even a free kick. Like it was just a bit.
If he did have a free kick, then Mackenzie Arnold would have blocked it, because she blocked about like
Mackenzie Macca
fucking
really
18
Aussies
attempts.
carrying West Ham.
Oh,
Macca and
she so carries.
Katrina Gorry as well, who's midi. She got player of the match again for West Ham. She didn't. Well, maybe she did. I think she got the West Ham player of the match, but the overall player of the match was someone different. Yeah. So Arsenal.
How about Manu? Well, do you have anything to say about Manu? I'm sure you have lots to say about Manu.
The commentator hates her.
What was the deal with that guy? Like, he was out for blood.
It's like she should have caught it. She should have, and
Yeah.
she should have. It was a stupid.
He's just
smack, 'cause
constantly dunking on her.
you
I
know,
felt so bad
she
for her.
smacked it down right to a West Ham player so they could shoot again.
Yeah, but it's like, it's
why
in the
being
moment,
such like
you
a
know.
fence sitter?
I'm not being a fence sitter. I just like Manu
Why do you like
because she
Manu?
seems nice. She seems like a nice
She's a
person,
great person, but
and I don't
she's
want her
not
to
a
get the
great
sack
goalkeeper.
because she's got a kid, and then I'll be out on the street.
Or job seeker.
It's like one mistake in 90 minutes.
Many mistakes across multiple weeks.
Yeah. It's mean to.
We've lost the plot.
It's just mean to call for someone to get the sack, in my opinion.
They do it to the men all the time.
Ooh, that's a good point. Actually, is that maybe that's the sort of hypocrisy? Maybe I should look inwards. I have no problem. Okay, well, like I don't really watch the men's, but I have no problem calling for like a F1 driver to get the sack. But then when it's like WSL calling for someone to get the sack, makes me uncomfy. Let's deal with that. This says a lot about our society.
Trying to have a good take and then you say something like that. I have thought about this before, and like people have talked about it, like you know, like sledging in men's sports and women's sports. Can you be as mean to the women as you are to the men?
Yeah.
And I think you can. It's just like well, I'm like my frame of reference is like AFL, right? So from like going to men's
They
and
cop it all
women's,
the time.
from going to like men's and women's AFL games. But you know, you just have to be. I find you have to be careful and more kind of skeptical of it, because a lot of the time, like the sledging thrown out, you know, isn't, you know, the men's, it's just like general
It's never
sledging.
it's never gender based. What with the women, a lot of the
women,
time,
you have to
could
look and
be.
check it's, they're not just using it as an excuse to be sexist.
Yeah.
So I think it's like you can have the sledging and all that whatnot. You just got to be careful and kind of be more critical
Yeah.
of it
So you're
in the
saying
women's game.
so you're saying it's okay to dunk on Manu because it's not. None of it is like
We're not.
gender.
I'm not saying 'cause she's a woman she
Mm.
can't. But yeah, I think sledging is fine. It's just you gotta. I think I find personally, I'm more like I look deeper into what, especially if it's men talking about women's sport. You gotta be
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, that's true. I guess like a lot of the discourse, at least like, you know, the circles we get our information from, WSL, Twitter, TikTok, the demographic sort of
mostly women.
it's gonna be younger women.
Yeah.
So
There's a
it's
few
like-
men in this space who are
it's
quite
like
good.
a lot of
but
women criticizing other women for being bad at sport.
I guess 'cause there's still a lot of the discourse I've seen, especially in England, where it's like a lot of the WSL, a lot of the time it's commentated. You get men and women commentating on it, like former players commentate on the WSL and whatnot. But then you've got a lot of angry men who are like, women shouldn't commentate on the Premier League. They should only commentate on the women. But
Well, that's dumb.
the men commentate on the women's.
I don't think there's anything wrong with men commentating on women's, and
I don't think there's anything wrong with the
and
women.
vice versa.
Especially, like, you know, the female commentators in the WSL know what they're talking about. Again, a lot of them are past players.
But
Just 'cause like, they play soccer. It's the same sport.
right.
They know what they're talking about.
I felt like they'd be equally as good as commentating on Premier League.
Exactly. And
And
they,
to
you
get-
know, they probably grew up and were inspired by watching Premier League as kids. Like, they know how
Yeah.
the Premier League works.
So, like,
like
To get funny about that just makes you look very insecure.
well, there was like one guy who's particularly going on about it, and he was like a former professional English footballer, and he just ends up going on rants of like, put me in with Mary Earps in the goal and I'll score on her, and
Yeah, put me in with someone who's like smaller than I am. That's
but
so
and then was clowning on him 'cause he's got like England international in his thing, whatever, and he played 12 minutes for England.
12 minutes. So
In
it's like a
total.
relative nobody.
Yeah.
Or
Something, yeah, it was something like he only played like 12 minutes or something.
right.
One cap.
It's embarrassing. Mind you, I shouldn't call people relative nobodies, because last time I called someone a nobody, it was Nathan Cleary, and then we got dunked on. And now every time I watch Married, there's a really long advert for NRL, because I watch it on the app.
Yeah, right.
So like, if you watch it on free to air, you won't get NRL ads because it's
You might
broadcast here.
I think
but-
you still get a few NRL ads.
But on the app, the same ad every time,
yeah.
and he is like most of it. So you know, we got humbled.
We got
Apparently, he is a big deal.
just not us, 'cause we don't give South Australians don't care about
I
rugby.
do like rugby. I wish it was a thing. I do. No, I really like rugby. I wish Adelaide had a team. I would definitely get into it. I'm like a quarter Welsh. It's in my blood.
I guess so. I always thought it was stupid, but
Yeah, but it's like violent.
I guess.
Innit?
I guess.
But
Just watch American football.
I don't get it. I don't get the rules.
It's so much stop, start, stop, start, stop, start. Rugby has a bit of the stop,
Like-
start, but not like...
Yeah. I'll watch the Super Bowl for reasons, because I'm a big Travis Kelce fan.
Where
We're Travis
you've
Kelce
loved the
fans.
Chiefs all your life.
I'm actually a
I
lifelong
can't.
Chiefs fan. Shouldn't say that too loud, should I?
No, go the Bengals fans in this house. We hate the Chiefs.
No. Well, this house, but this is our house.
They're gonna get me.
Do you-
You'll show up at my door.
Should we get back on topic about Manu? You should be nicer to Manu, is what I'm saying. She tries
Why?
her best.
It's not
if-
good enough.
Well, if you were in that position, you wouldn't do so well. She's still in the sort of best league on the planet.
Again, it's like there
Maybe.
are clips of her being good. I just don't know what happened. When did she just stopped being good?
No. She's playing the long game. I don't know how.
You know, you
She's
messaging me saying, has
she's-
she got a brain injury or something?
No. That wasn't... Was it me? Brain injury.
When she would
That
like...
seems like a really mean thing
when
to
she
say.
would like freeze up.
No, but it is weird how she freezes up.
Mhm.
Like, it's not even like an attempt to
Deer
catch
in
it.
fucking headlights.
It is like a deer in the headlights. It's like, why not even make an attempt?
She's like a sim. She's
Even like-
waiting for the action. And if you
even
don't
like
queue
a
it up, it's
token,
just,
like a token.
even
attempt.
even if it's going past you, they still have a dive
Yeah.
for it.
Like, even if it's a token attempt, make it look like you're trying.
look like you tried.
Yeah.
Like, don't just.
Is she just preserving energy or something? Not that she
For
does
what?
anything for most of the game.
Yeah,
She
preserving
just
energy
stands
for
there.
what?
So you like have all that energy ready to go. And she's just not really using it, but alright. She'll be alright. It'll be fine.
She'll be right.
Maybe
I'm just scared 'cause
why are we blaming Manu when is it not also a failure on the defender's
It
part
is,
that the ball was
yes.
in that side of the pitch to begin with?
And I think, well, 'cause the first half, West Ham didn't score. So, and a lot of people were saying, 'cause they put Leah Williamson on in the first half, like she started and just played the first half, and then they took her off at half time.
Yeah.
And I think there's been a lot of kind of discourse about that and whether starting, because I was actually surprised that it's like her second game back and she's already starting. Like it's...
Oh, you think they'd sort of ease her into it a bit
Yeah, I thought she would be on the bench, come on later on. But then...
It's like what they did with Sam and the World
Mm.
Cup. They only played Sam.
And
towards
when
the end.
Beth Mead and Viv came back from their ACLs, they weren't starting in the first few games. They were coming on in later on, playing 20 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever. But having her on the first half, but she was such a kind of key defender in that first half, and then suddenly plucking her out, and then it kind of started to unravel a bit for Arsenal.
That's true.
Not everyone kind of agrees on that, but I think it is a point to be made that I think it was a bad kind of coaching decision to kind of set something up and then kind of pluck it away. I don't think she should have played the whole match. I think maybe started with someone else there and then brought her on or whatever, but I think she clearly set up a very tight position in that defense, and then it got plucked out, and then it kind of fell apart a bit. So I think that is a comment that could be made on Arsenal's defence. But Emily Fox, who came in the transfer window, she's American, has been a really, really good defender for Arsenal recently. That was a really good pickup by Arsenal, considering it was a really uneventful transfer window for Arsenal. I think that was quite a good pickup to get for them. But yes, that's Arsenal. It's just worrying because I was thinking they can play London City and maybe get a bit of confidence back, sort of thing, because you're playing a championship team.
And now they can't.
And now the next game's against West,
gonna be a
we get
hard
Man
one.
City, and I'm scared.
Yeah.
Because last time Arsenal played Man City, we beat them.
Mm.
But everyone was saying it's just this like Arsenal was able to beat the top teams and then losers saw the bottom
Yeah.
teams. It's just what's going on. Like watching Arsenal play West Ham, that was the same team that beat Chelsea a few weeks back.
Yeah.
It's
I don't know.
no one can feel
Like,
what's
I'm not
going on
sure
with
how
that,
that-
guys.
How that happens.
It doesn't. It just doesn't make sense. Like, what's going on there? Is it a mentality
What
thing?
change? It must be a
Are they
mentality.
going in thinking, oh, it's going to be easy, and then
It
they get
must be a- It
steamrolled?
must be a mentality thing, because that's like it's such an important
if we
factor
can-
in like
if you-
all sports.
If you can beat Chelsea and Man City, but then you lose to the teams facing relegation, like, what's going on there? Like,
It's gonna be a mentality
would
thing.
have
They
to
probably
be.
like came out. They probably came out a lot stronger than Arsenal anticipated. Not that they haven't faced them before.
yeah.
And it's like sort of had a scuffed mindset, and then it never really worked, because you can see it in any sport.
Well, like, they probably went into the Chelsea game thinking, like, this is going to be hard, and then, did well. But, yeah, I don't know. It's very strange.
Oh well,
Does Arsenal have to play Bristol again?
man.
I'd love to see how that goes.
Well, yeah, because then Bristol might actually have a chance.
If they can't. Yeah, they do on the 31st of March. Arsenal
Nice.
plays Bristol. We'll see how they go. It'll be a good study into seeing how Arsenal performs. Because next is Man United, Tottenham again, the revenge.
Oh no, Tottenham.
The revenge. We got to see that Spock looking.
Mr. Sport, man.
Aston Villa and then Bristol, yeah. So, kind of mid-strength teams next up. And then Bristol. Wait, no, actually I lied, not mid-strength. That we're playing Chelsea again in a couple of weeks.
Nice.
Oops. But yeah, next round of the WSL got Chelsea versus Man City. Probably be quite a good game.
Yeah.
Who you tipping?
Chelsea.
Probably.
Yeah, well, I mean, City's been doing well, but Chelsea's they've just been like steamrolling.
Arsenal and Man United.
Man United. At this point, I tip anyone over Arsenal.
Brighton versus Liverpool. Liverpool probably.
Guess.
Everton and West Ham. I'll put Everton for that one. Well, it could go either way, I think. I think West Ham are really coming up.
Yeah.
They've won
Yeah, I mean,
last few.
you said that last time, and then look what happened.
What last time?
Last time we spoke, you said that because of the transfers and whatnot,
West Ham are coming
West Ham are going to be one to watch, and then look what happened. So you were right.
up. I shouldn't have underestimated myself.
Mm.
Then you got Tottenham and Aston Villa.
They're pretty close, aren't
Yeah, pretty
they? Yeah.
samey. Leicester and Bristol. Come on, Bristol. Let's pull it in.
Yeah, they'll get there, maybe.
No relegation. All right. So that's the WSL. Oh, something I wanted to talk about is breaking news kind of today. Is that in the FA Cup they're going to start trialing blue cards.
Yes, please tell me what on earth is a blue card.
They're kind of like sin bin sort of trial. Do you know what a sin bin is?
No.
So I don't know what kind of slang that is. It's essentially, so if you get blue carded, you get sent off the field for 10 minutes. Like, I remember sin bin is when you just get like a timed sort of penalty. You go
What
sit.
sport's that from?
You go sit in the sin bin. I don't know. Just like heard it. Like I remember when I played lacrosse, you used to get like sent off for a minute or whatever.
Just time out.
Yeah.
Time
you
out.
used to get like
card.
sent off for a minute, and you'd go and sit in the sin bin.
Right.
But if they commit a cynical foul or show dissent towards a match official.
Okay.
So, but everyone's kind of been like clowning on it 'cause like everyone's just gonna get sent off for 10 minutes.
Maybe it'll work. Maybe they'll stop.
Katie
Maybe it will
McCabe's
stop.
gonna go.
Yeah, maybe it'll stop likes of McCabe and James from steamrolling people and stepping
They're
on
gonna
them.
go. Or someone was saying like it's gonna be the first time we're gonna like unintentionally see like professional five-a-side football.
Right. So when you get sent off, you don't get swapped.
No, you
for
have
10
to just
minutes.
play.
And you just get less player.
Yeah.
I don't know. It could be cool. That's like to have something in between yellow and red. Like it. I think if you got one of those,
But wouldn't that like technically be an orange card?
it should be orange. Yeah.
Blue's a bit.
Yeah,
random.
'cause it's halfway in between
Yeah. Yellow and red.
red and yellow, so it should be orange. But
Mm.
the concept might work 'cause I think like once or McCabe gets a couple of those, she's not gonna like it, and her team's not gonna like it, and she might consider being nicer
Just
to
looking at
people.
like the comments on like the tweet or whatever, and some people saying someone's saying, why don't players get purple cards and they can use it once per game, and it means the ref leaves the pitch instead. If they get sick of the ref, they can card them. Some people are like, this is good, or this is bad, or
Let's see how it plays out.
yeah, I think it'd be interesting just to see like and like depending on the ref, they could really
Yeah.
either give out too many or
Yeah.
not many, or that sort of thing. But yeah, blue cards. We're gonna-
Exciting development. They really can't innovate this game much further, can they?
Just say like, what are we gonna add? Like, cars, Rocket
Yeah.
League, like.
You should get rid of the offside rule. Whatever that is.
Whatever that means.
It's too confusing.
Yeah,
Makes
can
it hard to follow.
anyone explain offside? No. Let's move and talk about the Matildas.
Yay.
It's coming up. They're coming back. Olympic
Yes.
qualifiers.
We
We've
have a
got the squad.
starting lineup, don't we?
We've got
A
the squad.
Yes.
A 23-player squad.
There was controversy, wasn't there? Who got left out? My iPad's dead, so I don't have it
Courtney
with me.
Nevin got left out.
Right. That's it. I saw a lot of people were upset about that.
Yeah. I think it's interesting. I think there's been some interesting inclusions though.
So it's like she was left out for some newbie, right?
Yeah.
Who's debuting.
Caitlin Torpy.
Yeah, that's the one. And I saw a lot of people weren't happy about it.
Yeah. I've seen like, a mixture of opinions on the squad. I think that there was the kind of the three like more surprise inclusions. With Chloe Lagazo and Michelle Heyman being back in the squad. They're kind of like veteran Matildas who have been out previously with injury and whatnot, who've had really good form in A-Leagues recently and kind of been brought back in. Like, I think they've brought Michelle Heyman in, who hasn't been in the Matilda squad in 5 years or so.
Yeah, I saw that.
And I
It's been a
think
while.
because she's a striker, so it's very much like the Sam gap.
Yes.
And Chloe Lagazo has always been a very good player. She's just had some bad injuries back to back. But yeah, I think it is interesting to have the younger, more inexperienced Caitlin Torpy come in instead of Nevin. But you get like the both sides where people are like, oh, give the young players a chance, bring the young players in. But then when they actually do, everyone's like, what are you doing? Like,
Yeah.
Um,
Because I guess how much, like in this day and age, how much do they train as a team? Can't be that much because they're all mostly in Europe.
yeah, well, it's like, and they only really have to like get together like for camp or whatever briefly before,
Yeah.
a few days before. And I know with like the last Olympic qualifiers, like say so they were all like on like sort of like the Friday and the Sunday and the Wednesday or whatever. And like the Monday, some of them arrived, and then Tuesday, more of them arrived, and Wednesday, it depends on when their like clubs let them go. And I think that the national teams have to do a lot of negotiation with their
I
clubs
can
because,
imagine. You've got so many clubs you have to liaise with.
yeah,
Must be a bit of a nightmare.
and they're very much like, no, we don't want to let them go for any longer than we have to, sort of thing. But it's like 9 to 20 hour flight across the other side of the world.
Yeah.
'Cause I know like Ellie Carpenter missed like the last game because they made a deal that she went and she had to go back to Leon. Like I think she was one of the first people to arrive, and then
Right.
and I think because a lot of this is, I think it's a lot different. Say like when they go to the Olympics, 'cause it's the off season. They can probably rock up whenever they need to, or sort of thing. But these are like international.
That's in July?
July, yeah. Whereas these are like international breaks within the season, so and there's like allocated time off for them to go to the international duties, and the clubs won't want to lose them for any longer than they have to.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just the whole organising, and like they don't get together. They would only be training maybe a couple days before they have to get to play together again. But I think for something like the World Cup or the Olympics, 'cause it's like situated within the off season, they're probably together for like a month before the actual thing, 'cause they can be. They've got no other obligations. But yeah, I think people are just talking about kind of the state of the Matildas at the moment. If you look at it all laid out, you got like compare the amount of midfielders and defenders to the amount of forwards. So like you got 8 midfielders and 4 forwards in the squad. Like it's really so few forwards, which is kind of interesting. Relying a lot on the middies then, but
yeah.
I don't know. Wait, I got really confused about why people were surprised that Sam wasn't included in the squad.
Oh, I didn't see anyone
I've seen a few.
say that.
Someone commented on this tweet like, "No Sam Kerr has really rattled me."
You can't. Well, I say you can't blame them for being uninformed. But how do you miss that? Like that was
Wait,
like.
but then someone replied to them like, "She's recovering from an ACL," and he went, "I know that."
Wait, so this guy knows she's done her ACL and still wants her to play.
Why isn't she in the squad? Like,
Man.
let her have a rest. Like, she doesn't need to travel all the way to Australia just to sit around and not play. Like,
That's cold.
does it? Well, yeah, I saw a few I think TikTok stands be like, "Where's Sam? Where's Sam?" And it's like, she just had ACL surgery. I don't think we'll be seeing her.
How do you miss that? That news was everywhere.
I don't think they missed that. I think they just don't. Do they not understand or something? I don't know. But
Maybe they think ACL is like a sprain and you're over it in a couple of weeks.
20 minutes. Yeah. Just get over it. It's just an ACL. But yeah, I just thought it was weird because there was when it first happened, there was a bit of discourse like, "Oh, include her in the squad and she can just do penalty shootouts if needed." It's like, when it's risky, penalty shootouts are also like people
I
were
mean,
saying.
we should be able to walk and probably run by that point, but not worth it.
Not worth it.
And probably also
Most
against the rules.
most people, like, a penalty isn't the most, like, technically insane thing. Most people can do a fucking penalty.
Oh yeah, but if you want to get it in the corner,
But yeah, I've just like it was just a stupid
That's-
idea to anyone to think
that's some pretty wild.
put
takes.
Sam in the squad just for the penalties if needed at the Olympics. Like, I guess Sam was in that famous penalty shootout, but there's also 9-10 other players that can take penalties
that's
just
true.
fine. Just fine. A lot of people that can score goals for the Tillies, so I really don't think we.
Speaking of
need to worry.
Olympics, has there been European qualifiers? I've not followed at
Going
all.
along, yes.
Right.
Goodbye, England. See you later.
I do remember that happening. I don't know how that happened.
It was funny. I found it hilarious.
Where's Manu from? Netherlands? Netherlands, right?
Austrian.
Austria.
Who's talking about the Austrian team?
Do you think have they qualified? Do you think they'll qualify? Now, wouldn't it be good? I would love for Austria to qualify and have Manu there.
Austrian women's football team. Fuck. Sorry. And they've got games coming up. They're playing England on the 24th, which is the next international break. But they've.
Manu against all her teammates. Well, no, because all her teammates are mostly fucking Australians, aren't they?
Yeah. Oh no, there's still a lot of English people that play for Arsenal. Austria result. I can't even. I think they were at the World. Maybe they weren't at the World Cup.
Oh well. What else is on the agenda? How long is that?
51.
Oh fuck. We've been
Nothing.
fucking rambling. How much left is there?
Nothing.
Really?
Yeah, but we did have a few stoppages.
Yeah. I can probably get rid of 15 minutes. Make it 45? No, that doesn't seem right.
No.
35. We have nothing else to talk about, so there's
No.
no point trying to stretch it on. Because I'm probably going to get rid of like 10, 15 minutes of this anyway.
I can't find anything about the Austrian women's team, so it shows you like how good they are. I
Okay,
guess.
no Manu in the Olympics.
Manu gets a few months off to be with her child.
Yeah.
Stop trying to take Manu away from her family.
Okay. Was that really the only thing? There was more on the agenda. There was.
Well, there should have been more to talk about with Arsenal and Lions. Why do I keep wanting to say Lion? I guess because they're the London City Lionesses.
Yeah, Lion City is a good abbreviation.
But I keep just calling them
I
Lion City.
I like Lion City. Do you have anything more to say about Arsenal? Anything you didn't say before? Get your 2-minute hater.
Your shit. Get it together.
Anything constructive?
It was a good header from Alessia Russo.
Nice. All right, let's call it. Let's
Right.
call it there. Bye.
Episode 3. We'll see you next time.
Yes.
What will be next time? Probably. We should probably honestly wait till after the Tilly's games.
When's the Tilly's games?
24th and 28th.
No, just make multiple.
Okay, we'll do a Tilly's special.
We have
But
to remain relevant.
true.
We'll
Okay, but we'll
do one in a week,
Sure.
and then do one after the Tilly's games.
Okay. Got it.
Perfect.
Right.
Bye.
See you later. Thanks for watching.